How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's some pretty shocking Bitcoin news here tonight that I think you should know. It shows how early we are. There's some big adoption happening here as well, with a couple people, a couple government entities looking at adopting Bitcoin. We also have Bitcoin being pushed to, let's see, what is it? 1 billion users, okay, in China, which shows how quickly the times are changing. Tom Lee also says that Bitcoin is going to $250,000. So I'll play that. And SUI hitting new all-time highs. We have a lot to cover. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to trade crypto, Bitcoin's back over 100,000. If you're bullish right now, you can trade over on CoinW. There's a link to it underneath the video. When you use that link, you can deposit and earn up to $30,500. We're working on another deposit bonus event here in a little while, but you can get a bunch of perks. $50 when you open a futures account, $50 when you take your first trade, etc., etc. So definitely check this out underneath the video. And yeah, I've been leverage trading, done really well. Obviously, there are some setbacks, there's some volatility, but if you're ready for anything, you can make a decent amount. Speaking of ready for anything, a lot of people in the crypto community, Bitcoin community, have been watching as Microsoft voted on whether they should study Bitcoin. Well, only 0.55% of shareholders voted in favor of Microsoft's Bitcoin investment proposal. This is fascinating. I think on one hand, people would say this is unfortunate because Microsoft could have been a big buyer and they're not even considering it. Well, I can guarantee you, though, on the other side, they are considering it. They've been looking at it for years since Tesla bought Bitcoin. And the fact is, this shows you, one, that there are some entities that are still far away from buying Bitcoin. So maybe in some ways you are early. And two, this allows you to buy more Bitcoin instead of having some company that cash flows $20 billion a quarter come in and buy Bitcoin from your potential stack. So yeah, this is really interesting. And I was surprised by this. I would have said it was, without knowing, I would have said probably 10 to 20% of people voted for Bitcoin, but no, it was 0.5%. Now, in one way, Bitcoin adoption is far off for some entities, but for others, it's just getting started very quickly, or it's ramping up very quickly. China's leading payments app, Alipay, is now advertising Bitcoin and crypto on its homepage. They have over 1 billion users. Now, I'm guessing it's one of these symbols. There's no logo for Bitcoin or crypto that I can tell. So I'll take Vivek's word for it. Vivek, a really well-known Twitter account. But yeah, this is fascinating. You wouldn't expect this from China either. This is not like some fintech PayPal account or something like that. No, this is a Chinese fintech company. I should clarify that, right? This is not coming from a country that's very pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto historically. Last cycle, 3 years ago, there was a big downturn in the market where Bitcoin fell 60% because China was forcing out Bitcoin miners. A lot of people were probably forced to sell Bitcoin around that time. Now, things have changed. And how cool is that? Vivek also covers Vancouver City. Their city council passes a motion to adopt Bitcoin. This is massive. Let me actually play this for you. They talk about Bitcoin here.
Motion that could help protect Vancouver's financial future for the next 100 years and keep life affordable for our residents, becoming a Bitcoin-friendly city. Now, as a city, we have money saved to handle emergencies and keep services running smoothly, but the value of regular money, or what we call fiat currency, loses value over time because of inflation, because of debasement, and because of economic challenges. That means the money we save today will not buy as much in the future. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a digital asset that works differently. It's decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by any one person, government, or corporation, and its supply is finite. Over the last 16 years, Bitcoin has been the best performing financial asset on the planet. And major companies and countries and cities are starting to use it as a way to protect their financial resources, or in this case, fiat currency, from losing value. Jurisdictions such as El Salvador and Bhutan, just to name a few, have adopted Bitcoin. The US government has expressed an interest in adopting it as a reserved currency. States like Pennsylvania, they are doing the same. And so this movement is happening literally at the speed of light. Now, Vancouver is already known for its blockchain community and history with cryptocurrency. And this motion allows us to explore whether Bitcoin can help us safeguard our financial resources and offer new options like letting people, unbanked individuals, pay for city fees in Bitcoin. Now, I do want to stress that this motion does not mean that we are committing to anything today. It's about studying the possibilities, understanding the risks, and seeing if this could be a smart move for Vancouver's future. By looking into Bitcoin, we're exploring a modern way to keep our city strong and innovative in a changing world.
Okay, that's really cool. And that shows that there are still a lot of entities that still have to do due diligence, either on like Bitcoin ETFs or straight Bitcoin. We've been hearing more about different entities, RIAs, that are doing due diligence on different Bitcoin funds. But yeah, there are a lot of entities that have not approved buying Bitcoin yet, but they have a lot of money. They're not price sensitive. So yeah, that is very exciting for Bitcoin holders, because there are a lot of entities that will come in, a lot of governments that will come in eventually. I think from a company standpoint too, it makes a lot of sense to have Bitcoin on your balance sheet, and not just for reserves and not just for growth, but there have been a lot of instances where people got debanked, their bank blew up, and they had to figure out a way to meet payroll. Why not hold, even if you're not bullish on Bitcoin, why not have some kind of digital asset, even if it's a stable coin or something like that? I'm not saying that's better than Bitcoin, but like have something like that so you can still meet, 2 weeks payroll in case something happens, right? Have some kind of reserve just in case. And I think that will be more, I think more countries, more companies will do that in the future. Vivek also, I'm picking out a lot of stuff from Vivek today. He also posted, Tom Lee just said that Bitcoin is going to 250,000 in 2025. Tom Lee, obviously founder of Fundstrat, has been extremely bullish when a lot of people have been bearish over the last couple of years. And he's been right on with so many calls. Everyone's watching him right now. Let me play this for you.
Tom, it just brings me back to you, the idea that how much of what we're seeing, maybe even a little bit today, is there's been such a regulatory overhang on a lot of these names under the current administration. Now you have a new FTC chairperson. Is that playing a role in any respect to this? Because Dan Ives put out a note today, said Christmas comes early with the new head of the FTC for tech.
It's probably the best way to sort of measure this is what Bitcoin's doing, because Bitcoin faced enormous regulatory burdens over the last few years, and now we have a White House that's embracing digital assets, a new SEC chairman, FTC chairman, a new Commerce Secretary. I think these are actually being viewed as pro-business, reviving animal spirits, but I think a good proxy is watching Bitcoin.
All right, now I'm going to have to pin you to a target again on Bitcoin, because, I mean, you've been among the most optimistic and outspoken about it for years, to be quite honest. So here we are, above 100,000. What's a legit target for 2025 for Bitcoin?
We think it's going to follow a similar halving cycle that we've seen in the past. That would imply something around 250,000 for Bitcoin in 2025. And on top of that, we have a Trump put, because Bitcoin is potentially a strategic reserve asset for the U.S. government.
Okay, think about how crazy that is. Bitcoin went from 16,000 at the bottom of the bear market to about 40,000 at the beginning of this year. So what is that? A 2.5x, 150% gain. Then this year, it's gone from about 40K after the ETFs were approved to 100K, So another 150% gain, right? If I'm doing my math right. And then he's just saying 100 to 250, another 150% gain. Those numbers are uncanny, right? Like 150%, 150%, 150%. Kind of similar to like the Tesla move today. Tesla stock went up to 420, and year to date it was up 69% when it hit 420. Like something's happening here. Are we living in a simulation? Let me know down below in the comments. SUI doing extremely well today, up $4 and up to $4.64. It's up 28% here just today. I've been calling this for a while. We bought around $2. We bought even what I thought a little bit late, but you don't want to fade this kind of thing. We went long because we got in a little bit late. I believe it was 3x long, maybe 5x long on SUI, up about 300, 400% now. This is what I like to do when I feel like I'm a little bit late, but I still think it's going to run pretty hard. I go low leverage when we see like a bit of a pullback, or if we see everything else run. So yeah, SUI doing extremely well. I don't even think there's too much news today. I saw that the SUI ecosystem is going to be brought to a couple different Solana wallets, so maybe that's what's going on. But SUI continuing to make huge moves. Now overall, I think we're in a great spot, right? In some ways, we're very early. In some ways, billions of people are now being pushed Bitcoin or being advertised Bitcoin. We have cities talking about researching Bitcoin. We have essentially, let's call them dictators, people that are the only source of power in certain countries, or the main source of power, that stay there for decades, that are saying that there's no way to stop Bitcoin. We have Wall Street analysts saying that Bitcoin's going to go up another 150% after it's already up 6x from the bottom. Okay? The fact is, we are in a very good place, and I'm really excited for the next year ahead. Again, if you want to trade crypto, there's a link to CoinW underneath the video. You can get set up in just a few minutes, and you can start trading with up to $30,000 in different rewards. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hit subscribe if you want to see future videos. Let me know if there are any specific cryptos you want me to talk about. Be careful of any of the scammers down there. Like, there's no XAI token. There's no Flowkong or whatever that is. They're all scams. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one.